Hi, my name is Clive Gallagher and I am a gender affirming surgeon, and in this video I'm going to give you some tips on dilation. So first of all, what is dilation? Well, whenever we create a new vagina, most techniques, or pretty much all techniques, we do need to maintain our new vagina, and how we do that is with the help of dilators. Initially the dilation schedule is pretty intense. You have to do it a few times a day up front, but then usually we go down to maintenance, which means dilating usually about 3 times a week, or if the patient is having sex, that works instead. So we always instruct our patients how to do this after surgery, and follow your own surgeon's guidance. This is not medical advice, but I'm going to give you some top tips we've developed over the years. So these are probably the most common dilators folks use. They come from Sole Source. They come in this nice little package. Usually your surgeon will provide them, and they come with these little grips on the back. And first tip is we always want to do tips up, okay? And probably one of the biggest mistakes, or the most common mistakes we see novices making, is they expect when they dilate the new vagina that it's just going to go due north. And that's not the way anybody's anatomy is. And the reason is we have other organs in there which cause us to have to curve things. So typically I'll explain to a patient at first that we're going to plan to go upwards, and almost as if we're going to go in a scooping motion, almost as if we're going to hit the belly button from behind. And that allows us to get around our other anatomy in there and dilate. Typically we'll start our patients out with the smallest one, or just depending how swelling is, we may start on the second or third one, and patients can dilate up accordingly to the largest one if they choose to do so. Now, one thing that's really important to remember is your vagina is for you, so there's no set standard to what you should be able to or should not be able to do with dilation. You really dilate for what you intend to use it for. If you have a partner, you want to dilate to their size, and of course if you have intercourse, that counts as a dilation as well. So these are just some of the very basic tips. It takes a while to learn your anatomy. It takes time and practice to do dilation. Most patients tell me initially their dilation takes, half an hour or more, but eventually you become a pro, you get used to your anatomy, and dilation doesn't take very long part in your day at all. I have some other tips on this in our book, shameless plug here. It's called Affirmed. It's been out I think almost 2 years now. It's on Amazon. It's written with 9 other experts in the field as well as myself, and in there I have our new vagina manual that we give all our patients, which has some really useful tips. Last tip I'm going to give you guys is, if you are struggling with dilation, the experts in this are pelvic floor physical therapists. And it seems to me it doesn't really matter where you are in the country, whether or not the pelvic floor physical therapist has worked specifically with a trans feminine patient before or not. They seem to be extremely helpful because they understand the anatomy, and they understand how the pelvic floor works better than anybody really, and can really bring you through dilation, oftentimes, like I said, even if they've never worked specifically with a trans feminine patient. So I hope this helps, and good luck.